According to the numbers from a newly released study, a growing trend of younger people who are being diagnosed with late-stage cancer.
Researchers predict over the next 2 decades, there will be 15 million more cancer cases.
By the year 2050, the number of cancer cases is predicted to jump to 35 million.
Researchers say they're finding more people, some as young as 30, with late-stage colon cancer.
A new study finds that late-stage cervical cancer cases are on the rise in the United States.
It's the faster rise, especially in these colorectal cancers and bile duct cancers and breast cancers.
Colon, esophagus, kidney, liver, and pancreas, along with others.
The scariest thing about that is that we actually don't know what is driving this uptick.
All in the healthcare community going, what's going on here?
So what's going on here? That's a really interesting way to end that, because a lot of people know and a lot of people won't report on it. This is the American Cancer Society. A headline just came out. American Cancer Society warns that a tidal wave of tumors is coming, with cases set to rise 80% by 2050. And what's confusing for a lot of people is just a couple weeks ago, an outlet ran the paper, the headline that looks like this: How America is winning the war on cancer. Deaths drop 10% in 5 years despite diagnoses staying steady. Inside country is getting better at treating disease. So you look at that headline and people say, oh, that sounds hopeful. But then you start reading into it, and this is where you really got to pay attention to the details, because it shows a graph here from the American Cancer Society, U.S. rate of cancer cases and deaths by year. That's from 2021 to 2019. And so they left out some key years, namely the years that the COVID vaccine was being...
We introduced a product that's going to shut down your immune system that fights cancer. And so...
Right.
And so now, since that's happened, we got a new headline: 80% increase in cancers. Amazing.
This is the CDC's underlying cause. They looked at the ICD codes for neoplasms. Now, neoplasms are just tumors. So remember, so this is age group 75 to 84. And you look at this and you can see, just like that American Cancer Society chart we just showed, it is trending downwards. And then around 2021, whoops, up it goes. Now it's just that dotted line is where it was supposed to go from the track it was going on, but something made it go up. What was that? Also looked at 15 to 44-year-olds. Wow. Same chart, same numbers, basically, same colored lines. So you're seeing the same trend there. What's going on? It looks like it's across most age groups. And so there's some Japanese researchers that have had the courage to put this on paper instead of looking at just raw numbers. They're
instead
actually
of like
pointing,
having to be embarrassed, scratching their heads like a bunch of morons. We just can't figure out. We wouldn't even know where to start looking where this is coming from. They're like, we kind of think we know where to start looking.
The Japanese researchers have this paper that was just put out, it's peer-reviewed, increased age-adjusted cancer mortality after the third mRNA lipid nanoparticle vaccine dose during the COVID-19 pandemic in Japan. They conclude statistically significant increases in age-adjusted mortality rates of all cancers and some specific types of cancers, namely ovarian cancer, leukemia, prostate, lipo-oropharyngeal, pancreatic, and breast cancers, were observed in 2022 after 2/3 of the Japanese population had received the third or later dose of SARS-CoV-2, that's the COVID vaccine. These particularly marked increases in mortality rates of these ER alpha, that's estrogen receptive alpha sensitive cancers, may it be attributable to several mechanisms of the mRNA lipid nanoparticle vaccination rather than COVID-19 infection itself, or reduced cancer care due to the lockdown. And I really applaud them for doing this, and I hope other researchers step up, because this is not something you want to sit back and try to keep your job or worry about your pension on. This is global changing demographics with these numbers. This is very scary stuff.
This has turned this into the most dangerous way to vaccinate. The whole idea was that it would quickly disappear in the body and leave your body, mRNA, but instead they made it this mutant Frankenstein that lives on forever. Now we've done reports. You're seeing it persisting for 6 months, years, really as long as the study lasts. They tend to still keep finding our bodies, creating this mRNA and creating this spike protein. Is this a bioweapon? Have we all been given a bioweapon? Has the military been forced to take a bioweapon into their bodies? And what did it do? We have had multiple doctors says it's shutting down your immune system. It's shutting off your toll-like receptors, so your body doesn't have the ability to fight cancer any longer. And thus, bing, turbo cancers.